We appreciate your candour, however, it doesn't help the rest of us, does it, or the rest of the Eurozone?
I would say this, listen, I would say this to everybody who's watching this. This economic crisis is like a cancer. If you just wait and wait thinking this is going to go away, just like a cancer, it's going to grow and it's going to be too late. What I would say to everybody is get prepared. This is not a time right now to wishful thinking the government is going to sort things out. The governments don't rule the world. Goldman Sachs rules the world. Goldman Sachs does not care about this rescue package, neither does the big funds.
Interested what are today the real center of power, the European Commission, Central Bank, international organization. Lydia, she worked very hard, very ambitious, very ruthless, perfect English, sacrificing everything to Goldman Sachs. And suddenly she had this idea about that product which will allow governments to put off the balance sheets expense. So this messaging of figure will look very good in Brussels, showing that the country in question, Greece, respect the Maastricht Treaty criteria. She works with mathematicians at Goldman Sachs to arrange the product, very complicated product.
CDS, credit default.
Swaps.
Swaps.
Don't ask me what it is, no one understands what's
It's a sort of insurance for high-risk investments or speculations.
To summarize, I suppose it's that. I don't understand it, no one understands, and certainly not the Europeans who had to check the Greek account understood what it was. Whatever, this financial product, this swap, allow Greece to continue to cheat the Maastricht Treaty.
In Amerika kijken ze niet zo gek op dat topbankiers van Goldman Sachs later in hun carrière de president van de Verenigde Staten flankeren.
That is the result of a special culture of influence that Goldman Sachs has developed in the US, where it's more common with other banks to go into public service, but which is new in Europe.
Vanuit het hoofdkantoor in New York wordt de invloed van Goldman Sachs dus uitgebreid naar Europa. Dit is Mario Monti, de nieuwe zakenpremier van Italië. Voormalig werkgever Goldman Sachs.
Mario Monti was an advisor to Goldman Sachs to open doors to them to make business in Europe.
Lucas Papademos, de nieuwe premier van Griekenland. Ooit Goldman Sachs.
Lucas Papademos was part of the Greek deal.
En de nieuwe president van de Europese Centrale Bank, Mario Draghi. Ook hij komt uit de school van Goldman Sachs.
He arrives as a partner, which is the top at Goldman Sachs. So as a partner, he was given the most sensitive financial product to sell, which was the financial product that helped to hide Greek debt.
So we are talking about a bank who helped the Greek government to cheat on Europe, that has now key figures on key positions in Italy, in Greece, and at the ECB, the European Central Bank, that are linked to the same bank that helped cheating.
Those are the facts.
Don't you find that strange?
Well, it's up to the politician to find that strange. How could politicians accept to have Mario Monti as the head of the Italian government, while he has never said, once he quit the European Commission, that he was an advisor of Goldman Sachs. He always presented himself as the head of his Italian University, of the Bruegel Center in Brussels, never as an advisor of Goldman Sachs. Same with Mario Draghi, who said when he was at Goldman Sachs, he never touched sovereign debt because there was a conflict of interest. We still don't know how did he know Goldman Sachs. He met Goldman Sachs during the privatization of Eni. He was very friend with Robert Rubin, former Secretary of the Treasury, former co-chairman of Goldman Sachs. And then there's Mr. Papademos, who says nothing about what was his role in 2002 as the head of the Greek Central Bank with this deal with Goldman Sachs and the euro.
Op onze website meer van Mark Roche, bijvoorbeeld over de huidige bestuursvoorzitter van Goldman Sachs.
He said, we are doing God's work. He said, we are doing God's work.